It has been prophesied that self-realization will encircle the globe, and it will spread to all climes and countries and people and everywhere. It will be just in every household, every family, there'll be one person, or in the community there'll be a few people doing it, but it'll be all over the globe. This is what my view or idea of it, of Kriya Yoga is. But even if that happens, it's so beautiful and advanced a technique, it is wonderful. It's the only evolutionary technique we have. One person asked me, he said, look, I'm already receiving enlightenment, I don't need to do Kriya. Another person says, after doing 1 hour of Kriya, I get to enlightened state. Another says, after doing 6 months of Kriya, I get to this state. The one said, after 6 lives I get. So I said, the fellow who is at the lowest, who gets the enlightenment doing no Kriya, and the high, they said, why do you say that? I said, because the state at which you are, you can get an enlightenment in an ignorant state also. Every chakra, at which level are you enlightened? That means your mind is open to the knowingness of that particular dimension you are in. But since you cannot see your own face, you cannot tell whether you are in an earthly simple dimension of enlightenment or you are in the Buddha dimension of enlightenment. So everybody mistakes the psychic experience or a plain spiritual experience which they call enlightenment. Everything is enlightenment. You know. So which dimension you are enlightened in, there you need the Guru to tell you that you are enlightened in this dimension. It's an enlightenment. There's no doubt about it. But which level you are enlightened at, this is the question to be discussed and known. And if people are confident and ignorant, living in the enlightenment of the navel center, thinking that they are at the transpersonal point, I'm sorry. There are strict guidelines and rules laid down in the Kalki Puran, the Bhavishya Puran, the Bhagavad Gita, the Siddhanath, the Sangraha. They tell you these states of higher and higher. So don't ever think. We don't want a fellow to go far and think he's enlightened and land up in a big blotch at the end of the journey and then say, oh Guru, why didn't you warn me? You should have told me. I would have humbled myself. I would have gone down and come. It was just a state of euphoric bliss, a psychic state, an ecstasy of a rosy rest. But when you enlighten from the first to the second grade, it is an enlightenment. When you grow from second to third grade, it's an enlightenment. But that enlightenment should not be confused with the Nath field of the Buddha field, of the enlightenment of the isness of the zero not zero. Right? That is a totally different enlightenment. They say any old person or any yogi who gets enlightened or goes into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, is it the same as Gautam Buddha's Samadhi? No, definitely not. Because is your enlightenment an individual enlightenment? Is it a family enlightenment? Is it a community enlightenment? Is it a humanity enlightenment? Is it a world enlightenment? Is it a solar enlightenment to that degree of the solar system? Is it a galactic enlightenment? Cluster, supercluster. Is it a cosmic enlightenment? Or is it the enlightenment beyond, for which there are no human words? So this is what you must safeguard against. If you choose not to, you can live in a fool's paradise all your life. Be the loser for it. These are just guidelines which you have to think of. It's not to discourage anyone. It's not to discourage anyone. It's just to give you an awareness of where you stand. The master can tell the disciple. Disciple can't see his own face in the mirror. Only a witness can tell the speed of a moving obstacle. The driver in the car cannot tell. He cannot experience the movement because he himself is in the car. He may get an indicator through the speedometer, but he cannot feel the speed at which he is going at. Or he cannot judge how fast he is going in relation to a standing object Only the witness standing, the stander by can see boom, 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 and no speed. There's a correlation. Point of reference is the earth, still object. The witness and the man of action. So he can tell and experience the speed, can visualize the speed. So the Guru is the eternal witness who visualizes the speed of your evolution and can tell where you are at. The human being is like a little child. How have I climbed, Gurunath? Hey, look at me, I've climbed higher. Look at me, I've climbed higher. So people would definitely like to know how high they've climbed.